Today I have Lindsey Kurowski, who of Magnolia Networks in the works and owner of Knotty Pine Print and Design. Good morning, Lindsey. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm chilly. We're waking up to a little bit of snow here in Big Bear.
You can have your snow. I want my sun and I want my spring. That's what I want.
Two. I
and,
do
and
too,
keep,
to be honest.
and
I had
keep,
a bunch of chores I was about to start.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so, what can you tell us about your Magnolia Network show in the works?
Yeah, so I have this show called In the Works, which follows me renovating old hotels and motels. Season one is at the Oak Knoll Lodge, which was my first property in Big Bear, California. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you're going to watch a person who's not entirely qualified to be doing what they're doing. I have a background in design and build, but not interior construction, not general contractor construction. So you're going to watch me figure it out on TV with a couple of my family members who help out. So
That
it's a
sounds
fun
interesting.
show.
Now, it sounds like it. So, what made you spend your life savings to buy properties that needed so much work?
Ugh, when I hear it said back to me, it still makes me twitch a little bit. But I'm a risk taker. I always have been. And I worked in design and build for 10 years. I'm an event producer. So I travel all around the US, which was amazing in my 20s. And then in my 30s, my back hurts. So the idea was okay, maybe I could own my own venue or my own hotel and motel that I could renovate and then do events just in one place. That was the goal and idea behind the Oak Knoll Lodge. I was driving by, saw it for sale, thought about it for like a day, and then bought it the next week. Do I think people should do that? I'm not sure. There's parts of my choice and decision that was incredibly difficult and hard while still having a full time job at my design company. So it was very challenging. And yeah, when you say, what went through your head? I don't fully know. And I wish I had a better answer.
I'm going to say what I'm going to ask you again. What went through your heads, especially when you're talking about working with your siblings and other family members and friends to renovate these two properties? Because there's no way I can work with my family.
I'm glad that you said it and I didn't have to. What went through my head was that also I'm on a tiny budget. So I think the most difficult part of both of my renovation shows are I am grassroots. I do not have investors. It is my own money. And there's not a ton of it. And so the way the renovations work is they kind of happen over time. So you kind of have to make a list of like, all right, what's the worst? And what can I do with the small amount that I have? And part of that is making some phone calls to your family and friends to say, hey, can you guys come help me with this? Because I'm in a little hood. But no, it was mostly pretty great. My siblings and I are super close. There are some moments where it gets kind of tough. And we're New Englanders. We're, thick-headed and everybody wants their own way. So that was super fun at times, but mostly, no, it's so amazing. And my mom and grandmother and my dad are in parts of the show in season two. And to get to watch that back with them and have those moments forever is pretty amazing. Made it all worth it.
I think so too. Definitely when that last part you said. Now, what has been the most challenging and most rewarding part of renovating these properties for others to enjoy?
I think the most challenging is, like I mentioned, is, now I definitely understand why people have investors because it's hard. It's hard to do on your own and it's definitely hard to do over time. Because when people start showing up, they want it to all be done. And I'm kind of on projects that are in progress. It's in the works, actually. Uh, so that can be a little bit of a challenge. But for the most part, we've done a good job. And the reward, specifically at the Oak Knoll Lodge, this is a place that's been here for 100 years. I have families that come here that have been coming here for 20 or 30 years. Their families have, which is insane. And I get to meet them and hear the stories. And that to me is incredibly rewarding. And since the show came out, people write in. I actually had someone send me a letter who came here on their honeymoon in 1960 and sent me photos. And he was a magician and his wife was his leading lady. And the stories are amazing and they really keep me connected to this place. And it reminds me like why I did this because I just had such a vision. Places like this shouldn't go under. And the same for my new place, the Springs Motel, that had been there for since 19 it was built in 1940, and I had there was a restaurant at the Springs Motel I had dinner at my 12th birthday, and it's been shut down for 20 years. So there's just memories and moments. And I really do love to help people connect and build these spaces that are inviting and fun and just designed well that you want to spend time in them is the idea.
You know, it sounds like it. So when you talk about these motels and you've done this renovation, Oak Knoll Lodge and the Springs Motel, tell us about what people can do in the area surrounding these two facilities.
Yeah. So the Oak Knoll Lodge is 2 hours from Los Angeles, which is pretty crazy because we get a good amount of snow. So you can surf in the morning and you're snowboarding 2 hours later. There's two really good mountains here. So there's a lot of skiing and snowboarding, a lot of sledding, hiking, snowshoeing. There's also a great little downtown that has good restaurants and shops. In the summer, there's a lake. Big Bear Lake has a lake. You can rent a boat, go fishing, swimming. There's a lot of hiking and mountain bike trails here. People love Big Bear. And then my second property is the Springs Motel, which is in New Ashford, Massachusetts. And that's 2.5 hours from New York City, 2 hours from Boston. I call it like the Sonoma of the East Coast. It's beautiful. You're in the rolling mountains right next to the Catskills. The foliage there is unbelievable. People travel there a lot. I'm right near Williamstown, which is Williams College. You have the Norman Rockwell Museum. You have Mass MoCA, which is the biggest contemporary art museum in the country. It's just beautiful. The place is gorgeous. There's lots of farms and wine tastings, and it's just a quaint, cute place.
Now, do you have any more projects in the works?
I don't know where I would fit them, to be honest. I think for now, I am still actively renovating the Springs Motel, and the Oak Knoll Lodge still has some work happening, but they are both open. And then I still work my event production gig. So I think I'm pretty full right now.
It sounds like it pretty much. Now, when and where can we tune in to watch the show?
You can find the show at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Magnolia Network. And also I have 2 seasons that are streaming now on Discovery Plus under Magnolia Network.
Well, one more question, Lindsay. Now, I noticed that Oak Knoll Lodge is in Big Bear, California. Are there bears in the woods?
I don't know if I
around
should
these
answer this
facilities?
honestly because I do want people to come. Okay, if I answer this honestly, you think people are still going to come, right?
Right.
Yes. There are some, but you're not. You see them once in a while. They're not.
Yeah,
As long as you're not leaving garbage outside at night, you're fine. But you do see them,
that sounds good.
and they are cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lindsey
Still come
Kurowski,
though,
thank you
guys.
so much
Please,
for joining
still
us.
come. Yeah,
We'll
I'll
still
keep you
come,
safe.
definitely come. And we're definitely going to watch In the Works on Magnolia Network. Definitely going to check it out. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.